We'll continue working on the scaffolding for the submarine in 2D with this elevation. First, let's see what's in the drawing. The structure browser shows the blocks contained in the drawing, but not everything is a block. One ledger is still simple entities. Have you wondered why Blockify wasn't part of the Create Block tool? Well, so did we, and now it is. Let's take a look. BricsCAD scans the drawing and launches Blockify from within the Create Block dialog box. There's already a block definition that matches this geometry, so BricsCAD asks to use the existing block definition instead of creating a new one. This prevents duplicate blocks from being created. The toe boards are all still entities. Let's create a new block for them, again running Blockify from the Create Block dialog. Once BricsCAD analyzes the drawing, it finds all the geometry that matches the new block definition. You have the choice to run Blockify or not, but why wouldn't you? The Blockify command panel displays just as it does when Blockify is run on its own. You maintain control to decide which geometry to convert to blocks, one, some, or none. To help you work smarter and faster in BricsCAD, we've introduced a familiar and time-saving feature, temporary ortho mode when inserting multi-leaders. Just hold down the Shift key while placing a leader segment to lock its angle to 0 or 90 degrees, just like you do with the classic leader command. This small enhancement makes precise drafting quicker and more intuitive. In BricsCAD V26.1, you'll notice that blocks are now classified as one of three types: static or traditional blocks, parametric, 2D or 3D blocks that change shape, size, and appearance based on various parameters, constraints, visibility states, etc., or dynamic 2D blocks, similar to parametric blocks. This dynamic block contains a stretch action and a fixed width of 250. We've made some improvements to the Drawing Explorer to make it easier to manage all types of blocks. First, the new search bar. Start typing, and BricsCAD finds that letter combination anywhere within the block name. BricsCAD understands the type of block and provides the appropriate edit mode based on the block type. From within BEdit, parametric blocks are edited with parametric mode. Static blocks can be edited in either parametric or dynamic mode, and dynamic blocks are edited in dynamic mode. Notice the D-block edit mode. Commands that are not functional during D-block edit mode are now grayed out in the ribbon. This makes it perfectly clear which commands are available during the editing session. These are the new action parameters. This base block for the scaffolding has a stretch action and one visibility state defined. Let's add another width option to the block by adding a second visibility state. Once the new state is created, select the entities that should be hidden in this state. This allows you to control which entities are visible depending on the selected width. We've included a handy block test mode so you can test your dynamic block within D-block edit. No need to save and exit to test your progress. And here it is, our base block with the added visibility state. And here's the same block inserted into AutoCAD with the same parameters and actions. This means dynamic blocks created in BricsCAD round trip into AutoCAD. It's easier than ever to find the workspace you need and get started with BricsCAD. The new command preview system allows you to enable or disable command previews for trim and extend operations. This allows you to visualize the outcome in real time before finalizing the command, saving you time and clicks. The LookFrom widget has been redesigned on Windows and Mac OS operating systems with a modernized look improved feedback and dynamic repositioning. Click on a corner or face to snap to a preset view, or click and drag to rotate freely. The cube automatically aligns when near a preset view for smoother navigation. The QT status bar, introduced in V25, is now the default, offering more familiar user interface. We streamlined the selection workflow in Quick Select to make it faster and more intuitive. For example, these scaffolding diagonals are scattered across multiple layers. With just a few clicks in Quick Select, you can instantly isolate and select the relevant entities, even across multiple layers. Once selected, simply use the rollover tips to move them all to the correct layer, once again saving you time and clicks. These are just a few of the improvements we've made in BricsCAD V26 to help you streamline your 2D design documentation workflow.